44 games done in this ICC Cricket World Cup. Just one final game to go in the group stages. We already know who the semi-finalists are, and hosts India are going to end the group stage with a match against the Netherlands. The game coming from Bengaluru, a very special venue, the home of the current head of the Indian Cricket Board, Roger Binney. It's also the home away from home for Virat Kohli. I have what more here with me in the studio. Sri Lanka's 1996 World Cup winning coach. 8 in a row is what they've won. Not too many will bet on them not making it 9-0.
Nobody will bet that, for sure.
But that's exactly where you bet, right? When you bet against the result, expect a shock.
Well, maybe a small flutter to get a big return, but
yeah.
It's not going to happen. India will be resounding favourites, and they'll play like it, and they'll have a good win.
Okay, they haven't played since last Sunday, which is when they played South Africa at the Eden Gardens, where we saw the game last night. Yep. England versus Pakistan. In a tournament like this, especially approaching the business end, if I could call it that, has this break, in a way, the schedule been good for India?
Very good. Yeah, they've had a good, nice little break, and they're playing a team which, you know, is down the bottom. So they've got, you know, the option to rest some players, in my opinion, they should, and then freshen up really to, you know, to meet New Zealand in the semi-final.
When you're playing a game like this one against a team like Netherlands, how difficult is it to keep your focus on this game and not your focus on the game coming up? What, the turnaround time is 2 days? The big game against New Zealand, who's sort of been their bogey team in the past.
Yeah, no, I think there's a, you know, there's a trust issue there, no problem. You know, in good faith, the boys know when they walk out in the ground, there'll be a packed house again.
It's Diwali.
It's Diwali as well. So I think as soon as you walk on that ground, if there's any notion of, it's only Netherlands, we'll just take it easy. When you've got, you know, 30,000 or whatever that capacity is, you will forget all about that. You want to perform. You don't want to look bad in that environment. So I don't think there's a problem with that.
And they've probably also seen how Australia have now got 7 in a row heading into the semis. South Africa won when they had to win. They got over the line. New Zealand also won when required. You don't want to break that momentum. You want to get in, riding a lot of momentum, and that's what you carry into that game in Mumbai.
That's right. If you know, if you can couple that up with, you know, giving a few of your bench guys a game, so much the better, because you just never know when you might need them. Somebody turns an ankle at training, or even the morning of the semi-final. Somebody wakes up with a really heavy fever. That happens. You know, you'd like to think there are some of those boys in there who will come and play, would have had some game time. So I think it's an option there. It's a good opportunity to, you know, to give those guys a go.
Rahul Dravid, India's head coach, was asked the question, are you going to rest a few boys? You know what his answer was? He said, we've had 6 days of rest. I'm not going to tell you who's playing or who's not playing, but we've had 6 days of rest. Everyone's recharged and refreshed and looking ahead to the semi-finals. And he also said that for us it's very important that our playing 11, they know their roles and they're ready for that game. What do you make of it?
If you miss one game, I'm pretty sure you're not going to forget your role. And there are, you know, advantages for playing your bench people.
Australia played yesterday with Sean Abbott. They got Sean Abbott in. I think South Africa benched Marco Jansen. Yes.
They're not afraid to do that. You know, I just hope their reasons for, if they keep the same team, I just hope their reasons are good. You know, instead of for fear of losing, you know, momentum, and we want to keep that winning team together. I don't buy that.
Okay, India can potentially make 4 changes because 11 play, it's a squad of 15. Let's see who Dav Watmore has picked in his predicted India 11. You want us to...
well, there's the first one.
Yeah.
The first different...
Oh, you've got it up there. You've benched the captain.
I have.
You've benched the captain.
He needs a break. Let him have it's his hometown. Let him have a break in his hometown.
No, his hometown's Mumbai, Rohit Sharma.
Oh, yes. Right. Sorry. Yeah.
It's a sentimental home for Kohli.
No, if it was Mumbai, he'd play.
Yeah, okay.
So I've got 4 changes to be...
You've gone the full Monty. You've gone the full Monty.
I've rested Bumrah, the captain, Yadav and Siraj. So I've brought in, Krishna.
Ishan Kishan, Ravi Ashwin.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you could make. You can't do anything more than this.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. You've got Virat Kohli in there. Are we going to see that 50th 100? Let's bring up that stat, then we'll come back to this playing 11. Virat Kohli, remember, got his record equaling 49th ODI 100 in the win over South Africa. That game at the Eden Gardens. This one is the place he's called home for a long, long time, ever since the first IPL in 2008. And this is where he is, 49. 49 Tendulkar, 31 Rohit, 30 Ricky Ponting, 28 Sanath Jayasuriya.
I'm pretty sure we're going to see a centurion on the Indian team. Which one it will be, not exactly sure, but certainly if Virat Kohli gets an opportunity earlier in the game to have some time to get some runs, I'm pretty sure he'll be one of them. But he's got 2 players before him who've also got a chance if they get a start.
And who are both who have scored double centuries in the last 12 months.
Yeah, so I'm sure there'll be a centurion on the Indian team.
Okay, let's get back to that India 11, who Dav think will be playing. So you've got Ishan Kishan up there, and he's been away for a while. He came in when Shubman Gill was down with dengue. And then I think he hasn't played since the Pakistan. No, he was benched during the Pakistan game. That's when Shubman came in.
He came back.
So he played 2 games. He played the game against Australia where he got a duck, and then he was in that Delhi game against Afghanistan where he was scratchy, but he still got a fair amount of runs. Ravichandran Ashwin hasn't played since the game against Australia. It's been
First game.
8 games. He hasn't played 8 games. No, 7 games he hasn't played.
High time.
And Prasidh Krishna has just come in because he was replacement for Hardik Pandya. And what's the other change?
It's a good game for him to play, actually.
Oh, you've got Shardul Thakur back in as well, in place of Kuldeep.
Yeah. Okay. So he's still got 2 spinners, an off spinner and a left arm spinner. And it's a good game for young Krishna to come in and just get a, because fast bowlers, you never know when you might get a tweak. And he's and that's the only reason he was picked as a replacement for one of those 3 pacemen. But
when I look at this, it's just got 5 bowlers. You're asking a lot of Shardul Thakur.
When has the team got more than 5 bowlers before?
When Pandya was there.
After Pandya.
Yeah.
Hasn't. Still got
but that's
5.
because they didn't trust Shardul perhaps to bowl 10. But you think against the Netherlands?
I think so.
He can play.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Ashwin question. Ashwin against New Zealand? Left-handers on that team?
Well, that's what
small ground.
we seriously discussed that for a while. And, he presents himself as as an option to come in and bowl against those lefties. So, if he plays the game, at least he's got some game time. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
Okay, but just looking at this, pretty much sure that if they had that team which beat South Africa at the Eden, convincingly, and that's the team which is going to start. One change we'll see here with your team is we're going to get Mohammad Shami getting the new ball instead of coming on first change.
Yes, and wouldn't he love that too? Every chance he's going to get another 4 or 5 wickets. He's just relentless in his ability to present that ball in an area with the seam up all the time, and he's
4 games in 16, and potentially 3 more games to go. Zampa has what, 22?
22, yes.
In 9 games.
Yep.
So if Shami gets another 5, he's in that race as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And his lowest haul in this tournament has been what, 3 wickets in a match? So he's got 5, 4 and 4 and 3.
Yep.
Just give him
So
the ball.
you can be forgiven for thinking he's going to get multiple wickets today. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's look at Dav Watmore's predicted 11 for the Netherlands. Now remember, the Netherlands are out. They still have a slim chance of perhaps getting to the Champions Trophy in 2025. If they do, they'll have to do it on the back of a win. They'll have to beat India. And if they beat India, Dav, and you add to that the win they had over South Africa, well, it could be a great tournament for them. But they are playing the most informed team, the most complete team at the moment in world cricket.
And this will make up their final experience in playing this game today. I've got a couple of changes. You can see that boy Noah Croes.
Yeah, he's replacement, right? He's just coming, hasn't he?
He's right. He hasn't played before, so I'm sure they'll want to give these guys a game. Like they've got their reason for changing the team is down the track. They're looking for players now to continue on and do a good job in their ODIs or whatever competition they play in. So I think they need to expose a couple of these other guys who haven't been. Sadly, Vikramjit Singh may also have to stay back. He's had his chances, and he's impressed to a point.
But they went with Baresi in the last game. He got a decent amount of runs.
Yeah, he's 39-year-old though. Yeah. Maybe he may be rested for Vikramjit Singh, who's the youngster there. But he did get some runs and very experienced. Started really slowly, if you remember, and then accelerated later to get a 40-odd. So I think maybe they'd look to maybe keep giving one more game. This is his last game.
Okay, but when you look at this squad, you start to feel a bit worried for this Netherlands squad. It's the end of their World Cup campaign. It's been a long campaign, and they're running into an almighty good team. In fact, it's universally accepted now across the world of cricket, and I'm just reading statements from people that India have the best bowling attack. India have sort of the most settled batting combination along with South Africa. But you put the complete package together.
Very good.
As things stand. Because we never know what happens in the semis. Because as you said, it's the most difficult game to win. It's there that you're under pressure.
It's on the day.
It's on the day. But here, it's going to be, they'll have to play out of their skins to in fact push India. And not too many teams in this tournament have been even able to push India.
Yeah, they will approach it like they have every game. They'll be up for it. They'll be physical, and they've done all the right things leading up to the game in their training and their pre-match, their tactical leading up to this game. All of that will be in place. But it's execution on the ground, which has sometimes been lacking with them, only because they just haven't had enough experience at this level. If they've had a lot more games, I think, gee, they can certainly be a lot, more competitive and test the opposition more.
Because where they are right now, you could perhaps call them New Zealand Light.
New Zealand Light.
If you get that sort of pun.
Yes.
Yes. Let's look at Netherlands' top performers at this World Cup, because let's face it, they're the only associate team to come here. They came here ahead of the mighty West Indies. Or let me just rephrase that, the once mighty West Indies. I think that's the right word. The most runs for them has been Engelbrecht, who's sort of now scored a couple of decent knocks.
And he started at number 7 or 8.
Yeah, the captain, Scott Edwards, has got 240. That's not a good sign when Logan Van Beek gets 124. In fact, Max O'Dowd, Vikramjit, those names that you mentioned, they've sort of not been able to sort of the sort of jump in class has been a bit too much.
O'Dowd has got a couple of starts but failed to convert. He's not alone with others in the tournament, but if they're going to do anything, they need these experienced guys in the Netherlands to do that, and sadly he hasn't.
Let's look at their top bowlers, and because their bowling has been pretty decent. It's their batters who sort of failed to...
They've toiled hard.
Yeah, they've toiled hard. They perhaps remind me of that 92 New Zealand team, which perhaps would not run through a team, but they were wicket to wicket and they would force you to make mistakes. A bit disciplined.
Except for this Buzz Deleda. Yeah, but he's got the most wickets and he's got a knack of picking up wickets.
He goes for runs as well.
He bowls some boundary balls. Many
of them.
Yeah.
There was that one game when he went for 100 plus.
Yeah, so 7.10 really is not recommended. You know, he can bring that down a lot. And he's still young though. You know, he's got a chance to have a long career and work on his bowling because he's a good batsman. Although his batting has dipped also, but understandably this is a tough competition. Logan van Beek, I think he's probably one of the best of their pacemen, and can bat too. His figures in the batting column too, 124 runs, very good batsman. Van Meekeren, another fast bowler. They're all three quicks up there, and Aryan Dutt, who I really reckon has done a pretty decent job because he's been throwing the ball every game to start to use the new ball as an off spinner. Not easy, but he's done a good job.
And you always say if you can bowl in that power play against some rampaging batters, and you've got heart. The kid has got heart. And
an economy rate of 5.3.
Not bad.
That's very good.
Let's see how that looks tomorrow. If he ends up bowling to Kishan and Shubman Gill or Shubman and Rohit, we never know. Time to look at Dav Watmore's key batters. And let me just reiterate here, the Dav thinks India will make a lot of changes. So these key battles have reflected that. India could very well decide, you know what, we've got 6 days off. Oh, my full team's going to play. That's what Rahul Dravid says. But we'll see how that unfolds. As things stand, you've got Aryan Dutt, who we mentioned, against Ishan Kishan, who's perhaps not the number 5 place, is not the right place for him. He loves being here at the top of the order. He's got a double 100 there for India. Got some crucial runs for India. Also opens the batting for his IPL team.
So I feel that it'd be only right if he does have a game and he opens the batting and captain can have a break. And if he does play, then obviously you want to test him with Aryan Dutt, who has been used to bowling with a brand new ball, and especially when there's a left-hander, I think it just makes so much sense. So I'm expecting these two to go at each other later today.
And he would like to dominate because his partner at the other end, who I presume you have up next. Do you have him next? Let's go to the next one.
No, I haven't got Gill because I've got Virat Kohli.
You've got Virat Kohli, but Gill also likes to dominate. So it's going to be a test for Aryan Dutt. Virat Kohli, you've got him playing.
Yeah, I have. Yes.
Against Logan van Beek.
He needs that extra 100, so let's give him 100.
Okay. So
Logan van Beek.
The pressure's off, and you can just focus on the semis.
That's
First New Zealand, and then either of South Africa or Australia.
They got to get through first. Yeah, that was obviously a fast bowler will bowl to Virat Kohli. Test him out in the short one. He can give you a catch on the pull shot.
Okay, you've gone with Shreyas Iyer and Roloff van der Merwe. I was just listening to Rahul Dravid, and a lot of high praise for Shreyas Iyer. And he's saying that while people may talk this or that, he said he's got the right temperament for us, and the kind of knocks that he's played for us under pressure. In fact, not just him. He said, yes, the Kohli hundreds happen, Rohit Sharma's got big runs, but he said it's our middle order who've got this sort of, they've come up with key knocks, even a 30 or a 40 in crucial situations. He mentioned that Surya Kumar knock against England at more than a run a ball where everyone else was struggling. He mentioned Shreyas Iyer the last 2 games. So he says our middle order is ready and they know the situation. You're not going to get 150 from them like you saw with Maxwell the other day. But they're doing a job, and he was very high praise for Shreyas Iyer. And this man's a wily old fox.
Yeah, he is a wily old fox. But ones who really know, the game will understand that Shreyas Iyer is a good player. And if anybody seems to be criticised, it's him. Particularly if he gets out playing the pull shot. Yes, he's always going to keep an eye on it. He needs to, get on top of it most of the time. But he's a good player, a number 4 player. And the left-arm spinner, the wily old fox, will test him.
Okay, Now you've got, I can see Mohammad Shami coming up. There he is.
Yes.
But this isn't a battle.
Well, what
it
is
can't be a battle
What is
because Mohammad Shami is picking wickets for fun at the moment.
Well, you put
And
anybody in orange. You put anybody in orange and then
No
he's gonna
disrespect
pick
to
him
Max O'Dowd.
Yeah, Max will probably not want to hear that, but like he may just put up a resistance. But certainly, I had to pick somebody that Shami is going to open the bowling, I think, and then it has to be an opening batsman. I think Max O'Dowd, they'll be looking at him. Please, Max, get a start and convert.
Okay, interesting. Do you have one more, right?
Yes, one more. This is Saibran.
It's your man, Jadeja.
Yeah, look.
Your boy, sorry.
Yeah, this fella could have been lost to cricket, you know, when he went to Netherlands. He didn't really...
They played the same under-19, didn't they?
He did, yeah. But when he went over there, he went for other reasons. And then by chance, somebody said, come on, have a game. And then he enjoyed it and started playing, and he did very well. So, you know, he puts a very high price on his wicket. He may not have the high strike rates as most of these other guys in other countries. But he's a hard worker. He just does not want to get out.
And the other bloke wants to get people out all the time, wicket to wicket, wicket to wicket. And as we spoke a couple of days ago, he and Maharaj and Santner sort of vying for that, who's the best left-arm spinner at this World Cup.
If there's a little bit there, he's very difficult to play, Jadeja. Good battle, that one.
Okay, good battle, but will we see a contest overall?
There will be a contest, but you know, I'm not saying how good the contest will be, but there's always a contest.
Okay, Rahul Dravid also asked, India batting chasing, what would you want? It's Diwali. Players would want to sort of celebrate with their families as well. So should you win the toss? Should India win the toss? Ask the Dutch to bat first?
What, so the crowd will get angry that the whole game's finished?
Who cares about the crowd? The crowd also has to celebrate Diwali.
Wow.
They have to celebrate Diwali as well. You and I have to celebrate
They're
Diwali.
putting their hands in the pocket and they're pulling out some rupees, so they need to get value.
Okay.
I want India to bat and get a big score, and then Virat Kohli to play in his second home in Bengaluru and get 100.
You'll get called into office.
Yeah.
On your off day. I'm told you're off to play some golf.
It's a very early start.
Are you inspired by Glenn Maxwell? One of those wedge shots, perhaps?
Yeah, well, that's right, because when you generate power in golf, you don't move your feet.
Yes.
You've got to twist and turn to generate the power, and that's what he was doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see who generates the power. Is it going to be India? Is it going to be India's revamped batting lineup? We never know. We'll have to wait for the toss to know which combination India put out. But Dave Watmore is confident that whatever combination India puts out, it's probably going to be 9-0 at the end of the day. Signing off for now, this is Dave Watmore and me saying bye.